Okay, it's time to go again. Are you ready? Okay, it's time to go again. Showtime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I've just forgotten to press that button there. There you go. Wearing a gold jacket because we're about to make money. Some people are going to make a lot of money. Some people are going to lose a lot of money. That's the way the game goes. No one can win if someone else doesn't lose. That's just the way this game works. So are you wearing your gold jacket or are you wearing your red jacket today? Right, we're waiting for Fed Jerome Powell to take the seat, take the stage. Live on the show, we're going to cover it. And are you ready? It's about to begin. So this is what's going to happen. In a few minutes' time, we're going to get the live report from Fed Jerome Powell. We're going to get it. We're going to find out what the rate is. Then there'll be half an hour before he takes the stage. In between that half an hour, there'll be market movements up and down, left and right, and in and out and all over the place. Get ready. You already know what you're going to do. I already know that I've got $97,000 to buy the dip. I already know I'm ready to buy a 10, 20% drop of the S&P. Orders in place. Know what we're doing. And we're all good to go. So we've got some few minutes to go before we get that. So get ready. Now, stocks, for example, like Nikola, Virgin Galactic, Fisker, these kind of stocks will struggle and they will do really badly if the rate stays up and there's no mention of it coming down. We won't know that until the end of the conference when he addresses the media with the questions, because then we get to find out what comes next. That's what's important. So are you ready? Are you braced? Are you wearing a gold jacket to make money? Or are you wearing a red jacket because you're about to lose all your money? I don't know. Let's get ready. Now then, we're going to run this right the way through. There's no closing bell. This will be the main event throughout the afternoon. When the bell goes at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Central Time, when that happens and we are at the end of the show, we're gonna have a review. We've been asked to do a review. Our next review is done and it's out. And I thought we would do this one because I thought you might appreciate this at the end of the day. You might need some love because at the end of the day today at 3 p.m. Central, we are reviewing Zamidica. This is Zamidica. There he is, our little cat, my little kitten, my little pony. Not this time, my little cat. There it is. That comes up. Do you like my little kitten? Now my little kitten there under a blanket because we're going to talk about Zamidica. We're going to talk about taking care of our pets. And since I recorded the video yesterday, the stock has been rising. We're already ranking for it. It's been rising all day today. People are talking about it and it's been going up. So you might want to check that review out. It's a 13-cent stock right now, but all day today, the stock has been going out. I recorded it yesterday. When I recorded it, it was being seen and I tagged it and all that kind of stuff. And people have been buying the stock. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. You might want to watch that review to decide whether you are going to buy the stock. All right. So that's coming up this afternoon, straight after the closing bell and at the end of all the drama. Okay, so there you go. Are you ready? Are you ready for all of that? Hopefully you are. It's Zomstock. That's the name of the stock. Zomstock. You might want to start researching it. You might want to be looking for it. And we're already ranking for it. Look, our little cat. Look, hang on. Where's it gone? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's gone backwards now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You've got it anyway. What did that do? What the heck is going on? Try that again. Shall we try that again? There you go. Look, we're already ranking for it. There it is. Semidica over here. There we go. On both channels. Brilliant. So that's coming up. That's coming up this afternoon. Zemidica. You might want to check that. All right. Okay. It's 13 cents and it's been rising all day. Ever since I started recording it, it's been rising. Anyway, so hopefully we'll get some information. We'll see how that goes this afternoon. All right. Okay. In the meantime, we're waiting for Jerome Powell to take the seat. I will give everybody the link for Zemidica and the little cat by the end of the show, so you'll have that as well. So don't worry about that. This is it here. You don't want to miss it. You might want to be the first person to click a like. It's 13 cents. My little kitten, and there it is. Zemidica, come full circle. Indeed, we have. All right, that's coming up later on. But right now, we're focusing on your favorite stocks, how they're going to react. Fisker has just started to move. Don't buy it now, though. You should have already bought it if you were going to buy it when it dropped this morning to 11 cents. It's now up 12 and a half. So it's moved. It's moved 11. I mean, that's a difference of 8%, 9%. That's an 8 and 9% swing there. That's nearly as much as you make in a year on the S&P. Again, if you bought the bottom, then you'd recognize that and you'll be very happy with that. But don't buy it now. I wouldn't buy it now. If you've already bought it this morning at the bottom, that would be the time to do it. All markets are dipping now. Everything's preparing. Even my portfolio, which is always green, look, is dipping. Everything is dipping. I'm ready. I've got 97 grand to spend. There it is. Ready to buy. Waiting for a proper drop. And I'm looking for 10, 20%. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's bring everybody in the show. We've got Henrik. Hopefully we will get a pause today, and I just hope the Fed does not sound too hawkish. That's right. With you, Mark Saxby. I need this pause or hold for Virgin. You do. Sirius XM, Martin. Buffett just bought 30 million shares. Sirius XSM, Martin, look at it. SXM. Okay, here we go. SXM. Hang on. SXM. Is that the? I don't see that. SXM. Is that it? Sirius. No, it's Siri. The ticker symbol is Siri. It's down at 8. Really? Warren Buffett bought this. Are you sure? Are you sure Warren Buffett bought Sirius XM? Are you sure? I'm very surprised if Warren Buffett bought a penny stock. He doesn't normally do that. Very rarely he does that. Really? Have you got confirmation of that? Because that's very unusual for Warren Buffett to buy a penny stock. Extremely rare. He did. He's bought Sirius XM. I'd like some verification of that, because I find that very not disbelieving you, but that's quite a statement. That's something that Warren Buffett would not normally do. You'd be surprised if he bought that. Yeah, radio station like this. Don't see why. Let me check the news. It's not showing in the news. Huh. Well, send it in. confirm Buffett bought it. Well, you have to be, we can only take links from members. So if you are a member, it's worth being a member for $2 just to send that link in. Because if Warren Buffett has just bought Sirius XM, first of all, why has it gone down? Which doesn't make any sense if he's just bought it. It's only a market cap. It's only a market cap of 14 billion. And it's 386. Let me have a look at this. $61. 14 billion, and it's $3.86. Well, if one of my members can send that in or become a member, Chris, we can make a video on that because that's a big deal. We've got 10 minutes to go before the announcement from Jerome Powell. We're wearing a gold shirt, gold jacket because we're all about to make some money. That's why we're wearing a gold shirt today. Right. Well, if you can send me that link in, I would love to see it. I misread. I have to verify everything by Sirius in 40% short last. I'm not surprised if that happened. When I'm not listening to you, go listen to SXM. Yeah, but I find that hard to believe that Warren Buffett would buy a penny stock. He doesn't do that. Okay. Anyway, if one of my members can send it in, then it's here we go. So we've got a swing now of FSR. It's got 11% down to, that's a 9% swing now in about a half an hour. So that we are moving now, Fisker. Right, let me get ready. Let's bring it all up for you. We're about to go into get the report. 10 minutes away. 10 minutes away now. If any of my members, links for YouTube, Defense World, where is that? That's investments. Defense World staff, Kevin B. Thank you. I don't see any information coming in on from Sirius, Siri XM. Don't see anything like that. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will send it in. If you have, you should send it in. Anyway. Let's get ready. Fisker is moving. Virgin Galactic is staying where it is at the moment. Right, let me go over to the news. Bloomberg. I'm going to get everything from the Bloomberg terminal. Let's have a look. Fed rate decision.
Going to make at this meeting or even the next one?
So I think two, the monetary policy consideration and the stability, financial stability consideration. And they've got a balance. On the one hand, the need.
They're not saying anything new. I know all that. We know all that. It's XSM I was reading. Let me have a look. Defense World, Gateway. Oh, yeah, I got it. Receipt, hang on. Okay, here we go. What's this? Gateway Investment Advisors, 600 stock position in Sirius XM Holdings. I'm looking for it. Gateway Investment Advisors raises its shares of Sirius XM by 843.3% during the fourth quarter, according to the most recent closers. Institutional investor, the institutional investor, 100,000 shares during the quarter. Gateway. A number of institutionals. Let me check it. Company's worth. Bought new at third quarter worth 43 million. Oh, yes. Okay. We've got it. This is big news. Thanks for my members, research team, sending this in. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We've got 10 minutes. I've got 8 minutes. I'm going to be very, very quick. Siri, this will be big. This will be big news. SIRI. This very rarely happens. I've not seen this. I've never seen this before. But thank you very much for letting me know. Here we go. It is 25 minutes. This will go out later. 25 mins. Siri. Okay, here we go. I need that. I need that. I need that. It's going to have to be quick because we got the report in a minute. SIRI, Sirius XM, undervaluation by 36%. Okay, here we go. Let me get this. Confirmed on Siri. Okay. Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Sirius XM, ticker symbol SIRI. What is the golden chalice? What would you want to happen? I'm wearing a golden jacket because we're about to go into the FOMC report where we're all going to make some money. But what is the golden chalice of investing? Warren Buffett, of course, the oracle of Omaha. If he buys a penny stock, the world pays attention. Sirius XM, $3.86, a penny stock, just been bought. Let me bring you the information. Here we go. Tap the like button. A $3.85 share just been bought by Warren Buffett. Let me share with you. Tap the subscribe, tap the like button. You might want to see this. This might be an opportunity for you to turn on the printing machine just before Fed Jerome Powell does such a thing in the FOMC report, which we're about to cover live. First of all, let me share with you the intrinsic value. It's at $3.86. which is 36% undervalued, and there is no warning. It is a reliable intrinsic value, undervalued by 36%. Scroll down. What do we see? We see 9 billion revenue. Things are moving up. We see operating income, which is down slightly. Moving on down to the balance sheet. This is very quick, guys. 10.4 billion. Liabilities, 12.9 billion. The company looks in trouble. This is when the Oracle of Omaha moves in, but I've never seen him do it on a penny stock before. 12.9 billion, more than they have in assets, and of which of that is 8 billion is long-term debt. The company is struggling. That is 67% of their liabilities is long-term debt. In a bad way. We move on down. Margins, 53%. Moving on down. Solvency score, 35%. Not going bust anytime soon, though. 49% profit. That's probably what Warren Buffett might have been looking at. Okay, moving on down. 27% upside on the average, or 91% upside on the best case scenario. Moving on down. We've just had insiders selling recently, 4.6 million. So what is going on? The stock has been driven down. 24.82 is the short interest. So we got enough to create a short squeeze with volume. And this kind of news can give us that volume. We've got only 3 minutes to go. And let me share with you what has just come in thanks to one of our members. All right. This is just a few moments ago, March the 20th today. Gateway Investment Advisors LLC has 612,000 stock position in Sirius XM Holdings. Let's scroll on down. Gateway Investment Advisors LLC raised its stake in shares of Sirius XM Holdings by 843% during the fourth quarter, according to its most recent disclosure in the SEC Commission. The institutional investor owned 111,966 shares of the company's stock after purchasing an additional 100,000 shares during the quarter. Gateway Investment Advisors LLC's holding in Sirius XM were worth 612,000 as of its most recent filing with the SEC. Scrolling on down, a number of other institutional investors also recently added to or reduced their stakes in Siri. AQR Capital Management LLC boosted its holdings in shares of Sirius XM by 482% in the third quarter. AQR Capital now owns 14,641 shares of the company stock worth 66,178,000. After acquiring an additional, 12,129,000. This figure here was 14 million, by the way. I do apologize for doing 14,000. It's 14 million. Berkshire Hathaway, right there. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett bought a new position in Sirius in third quarter worth 43,768,000. That's all we've got time for right now because we're about to get the FOMC report and we can't miss it. But this is big news. We've got a penny stock here, $3.86, being bought by Warren Buffett. So he's not the only one wearing a gold jacket right now. It's been sold by insiders. The debt position's bad, but yet we've got institutional investors, including Warren Buffett, just jumping in to buy the stock. Is this an opportunity for you to make money? I've given you a very quick, very short news blast on it. You decide. I will pick this up tomorrow, but we now have to go over to the FOMC report live. Click above my head, click down below in the description, and over here, Warren Buffett buys a penny stock. What do you think of that? Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Flipping heck. Thank you guys for alerting me to that. Best team in the world. You really are. My research team are fantastic. But right now, though, we have to focus. It's starting to go up as well. As we started to talk about it, it started to go up as well. So let's go straight over now to my information for the news. We're going to get the news in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Make sure that you are live with me. Click the red button and make yourself live. Then do 2-speed and bring yourself up to date. Make sure that you are up to date. Then things get very interesting very quickly. So we're going to keep our eye on all our stocks. We're going to run through it. The big news, though, when we get the rate, we'll probably get a pause. That's good. If it's a rate hike, oh my God. If it's a rate hike, then you watch Fisker drop like a bloody stone, all right? I'll put it right there. I'll also share Virgin Galactic as well. We've got 40 seconds to go. If we get a rate hike, all the stocks that have debt, they are in massive amounts of trouble, okay? So prepare for that. If we get a rate pause, it goes quiet for half an hour then, because then we find out what the Fed does next at the meeting. We'll cover the meeting live and you won't miss it. Okay, here we go. 20 seconds to go. It goes silent.
It doesn't surprise me that there's very little movement in stocks or bonds right now, because why would anyone try to front run this given the proclivity to maybe a little bit more volatility post-news conference?
Well, let's turn to the bond market and we'll talk about where we've been before today. Yields have been climbing higher over the last week or so. Fixed income, treasuries, 2-year, 10-year, 30-year, look like this. We're down about 2 basis points on a 2-year, 466.61. On a 10-year yield, we're down about a basis point or so. 430, very close to the highs of the year on a US 10-year. Right now, 427.68.
Here we go.
470 on a 2-year. With your Federal Reserve decision this afternoon, we can cross to DC with Mike McKee.
Breaking news.
The Fed sees higher growth, stronger inflation, and slightly lower unemployment for 2024, but officials still barely see a median of 3 rate cuts for 2024. 9 of the 19 members, however, said they thought 2 or fewer rate cuts would be appropriate. 10 saw 3 or more. They did not change rates today. The dots move up a little bit next year. The median sees 2 cuts to 3.9% in 2025 instead of 3 cuts, 3 more to 3.1% in 2026, a slightly shallower path. The committee's median long run, the natural rate, also moves up to 2.6%. GDP is projected to increase 2.1% this year, a significant upgrade from the 1.4% in the December forecast.
Good. We're printing money
in 2025 and 2026. Unemployment will end this year
all-time record.
4%, Fed officials now say, instead of 4.1%. And
Don't buy now.
Inflation will fall, but only to 2.6% instead of the 2.4% seen in December. Headline inflation unchanged at 2.4%. The only change to the statement is job growth is no longer characterized as moderating. Language about considering any adjustment to the target rate, commitment to the 2% inflation target is the same. The decision was unanimous. And finally, there was no mention of the balance sheet in the statement beyond keeping the $95 billion in Treasury and mortgage rate caps each month.
Mike McKee, I'm going to turn to the price action in a moment, but I've got one question I need to ask you right now. Let's go through what you just said again. So faster growth, lower unemployment, higher core inflation, then something jumps off the page. It's exactly the same median dot with some changes around the surface. I know in and around it's more nuanced than that, but ultimately the exact same median dot than December, as December. Mike, can you make sense of that? How have we just revised growth higher, revised unemployment lower, and core inflation up for 24 and left the median dot unchanged?
Yes.
Well, you have to look at it as the median dot, because others did change their views around that dot, but nobody moved significantly higher.
Excellent. All-time highs.
Did. They needed 2 to move it up.
We're going to be at $73,000 in a minute.
But as I noted,
but don't buy it, because then you get the sell-off and then you buy it then. You should already be in.
So it is certainly possible if we see
but this is just the beginning. The main part will come in a minute.
Numbers going forward, that this could change again. And at the next meeting in June, when they put out a new forecast, they could go to 2.
I guess no wonder people are buying stocks right now. Mike, we'll come back to you in just a moment. On the S&P 500, positive by 1/3%. Here's the price action for you. Stocks higher. On the Nasdaq, up by 0.4%. In the bond market, a rally at the front end. We're down about 4 basis points to 464 on a US 2-year yield. And the dollar a little bit weaker here. The euro at 108.85. Brad, my first reaction to this, just to see faster growth for 2024, lower unemployment and higher core inflation, and a median dot. And we can get into the changes beneath the surface, I know, but a median dot that's unchanged.
Bitcoin.
In the face of all of that. If you're in equities at the moment, that sounds pretty bullish to me.
Extremely.
This is a
Faraday, see, it's not all going the same way.
Under the hood,
Faraday's going down. They can't survive.
Inflation for a longer
They're
period
being
of time,
dumped.
taking longer to get down to that.
It's not good news for everyone. Fisker, there'll be some scalp trading here. Wait for
hotter inflation than expected.
The presentation. This is just the beginning.
Growth, and the fact that they're still planning for.
I'll come back to you in a second.
Highlights where the bias is right now for a Federal Reserve that still does want to cut rates.
If you're just tuning in, joining us around a table, Mohammed El Arian is alongside us, together with Priya Misra, fixed income portfolio manager at JP Morgan Asset Management. Priya, I want to cross over to you. Just your first thoughts on the projections and the statement that we got just moments ago.
I think this is a Fed that really wants that soft landing to continue. They saw a path of that for that soft
Soda
landing.
going up,
Have had better
Tesla going up,
better inflation
cheaper
data,
to buy a car, but
than the Fed would have liked.
rate cuts are coming. It's exactly
what
what I predicted.
You know, you just go
exactly.
Back 4 months, we had really weak inflation data in November and December. Jan and Feb came
That's why I'm all in on the S&P.
I mean, never going to be a straight line down to 2%. I think the
Virgin Galactic is up a bit, but not much.
Between now and December, those projections are December projections.
We can come back to you now.
Getting higher, I wonder if they're telling you the supply side.
Okay, now then, what do we do now? Okay, what do we do now? It's all about what comes next. Let me just check a couple of things, make sure we're all good there. Yes, yes, yes. Right, here we go. Now then, this is where we are. This is why I put a gold jacket on today. I knew I was going to make some money. I put my predictions out a year and a half ago. I said that would get a rate pause and the rates would come down in the summer. I've said that now for 15 months. I'm accurate on that. Great. Fantastic. Really happy with that. I'm all in the S&P. The studio is green. We're wearing a gold jacket. That's great. Now then, what's important now, though, is what comes next. This is not the most important part. This is just the beginning of the story. In 25 minutes, Jerome Powell will take the stage. We will cover him live and we'll listen in live to the FOMC report. We know the rates are unchanged. Anyone who did their calculations knew that. They invested with it. They were all in, totally, absolutely great, all-time highs. You were with me. I'm up. This started at $5,000, but now it's just about to hit $73,000. But you don't buy it now, because what happens now is we're going to get Jerome Powell. There'll be some, you know, he doesn't want the markets to get carried away. We don't want to keep going up and up and up. He will try to put out something to calm the markets down. We don't want things to get carried away. There'll be some profit taking, and then you can buy, because if you're already in, that's great. You're not selling anyway. You're just going to hold this anyway. But what's important now is we know there's going to be rate cuts in the summer, but we want to hear how he addresses that. Okay, how many? Is it 2? Is it 3? When? Exact dates. And we'll get a real sense of it. Now, not everyone is going to benefit from this, because some people, like Virgin Galactic, they seem to be doing all right. They have just heard that rates aren't going up. They're budgeting for where they are now, and rates are going to be coming down in the summer. Just as they approach Delta, things are going to get cheaper for them. So they're very happy. They're very happy with that. That's great. But We've got FFIE just collapsing. It's made no difference to them at all because rates are going to be up. They wanted a rate cut. They were right on the edge. They wanted a rate cut. There's no rate cut, and there's not going to be a rate cut until the summer, which is where we said that they may not be able to survive. Fisker is bouncing up at the moment. It's taken a little bit of you can see it's just people are scalping it all the way up. There's going to be opportunity again here, because it's great that we got a pause, but anyone with any brain knew we had a pause. It's just, when do we get the cuts? And we got the cuts in the summer, but it's what Jerome Powell says and how he looks forward for the year after and so on and so forth. And it's the conference at the end and the Q&A with the press, which will give us the direction. There you go. Look at that. Straight up, and now it's being sold straight back down again. You don't want to be buying it now because you'll end up overpaying. Remember, the S&P is overbought. It's super expensive. It's made up of high-tech stocks like Nvidia, for example, which are all overbought. Great, they've got loads of growth and potential, but they're all overbought. People are getting carried away and excited. You don't want to be chasing this. You already wanted to be in. I was in with this, 3 months ago, 4 months ago at this position. I'm in. I knew it was going to get a pause. So what you got to do now is wait. And whether the news is good, whether the news is bad, it doesn't matter. How he says it and how he delivers it doesn't matter. There'll be opportunities all the way throughout the conference to buy the dips. It'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down, and there'll be times to get in. People are going to make money on this now because the markets are turning bullish. People now, they're already bullish. They've been bullish for 15 months, but they're turning even more bullish now. If I check the meter, we should see it turning. Yes, we are on greed. There we go. It's just moved up. We were halfway in greed. It's just now moved one step closer to extreme greed. We have been there for the last sort of 3 months, to be honest, and it dropped off a little bit as we led up to the meeting, but it's going to go back there again. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up back in there again, but that doesn't mean to say you keep buying, because look, just like I said, it's selling off. It went straight up, parabolic, boom, straight up. People took profits. They're taking profits. You don't want to be up here all by yourself, having bought the S&P at an all-time high. Of course, we're going to set all-time highs between now and the end of time. However, you want to get the best price for today, right? So you want to wait a little bit, because look at that. There you go. Straight back down again. You don't want to buy the pump you already invested and bought. Let's go back now to Fisker. It's climbing up. People are scalping it, trying to get in, trying to get out, and all the rest of it. Virgin Galactic, there you go. It went up. It sold off. People taking profits all over the place. You don't want to be the one left holding the bag. Right, let's bring in the comments here. What have I missed? Everything is pumping. I accidentally got SXM thinking it was serious. It was up over 100%. All I got to say is I got SXM thinking it was serious. It was over 100%. All I got to say is, yeah, everything is pumping. FSR 13. I told you guys about EYPT. Yes, you did. You did. Well done to you. Fisker is heading back up. I didn't follow what they said. Medifaster is going up. Vail is going up. Zim going up. Zomedica, I just reported on this. Zomedica, let me just fast forward this a minute. Zomedica, I've got a review. There's Velo, 3D, JD.com, Fisker, Wrap, Cyberspace, Fisker, NXU, SNDL. We just covered that. Where is it? I've just done it a few moments ago. Hang on a minute. Fisker, JD, Fisker, Sirius. No, it's not showing. Where is it? Doesn't matter. We're back to Fisker. We'll cover that later. All right. Okay. So now it's going again. Now it's moving again. There was some selling, and now it's running again. We're setting new. We're going to be at 70. We're going to be at 73,000 today, which is another all-time high. We're setting all-time highs like nearly every day for the last sort of 6 months. 73,000 is just around the corner. Very nice indeed. I'm not going to buy this, though. I'm absolutely not going to buy this. I'm already in. I'm waiting for a pullback. The pullback doesn't come, doesn't matter. It will eventually. It doesn't go straight up forever. Now you can see Fisker selling straight back down again. There it is. People are taking profits. They don't want to be hanging around because this Fisker is not out of the woods. We want to hear how Jerome Powell speaks about the overall economy and how long we have to wait for the rates and how many rates. We want to get a real sense of that. No, I sold with a 20% profit. Lance Strength, congratulations. Okay, keep our eye. Going back up. Virgin Galactic, Palantir, too expensive. Gold is going to be 40% up in the next 12 months. The S&P going up. Amazon up. Apple up. As soon as that hits $5, by the way, I'm going to sell that. I got that for free. Talking about free shares, here is some very exciting news. Who wants, live in the show right now, free shares? Free shares have just become available for everyone now if you are in the US or you are in the UK. If you are in the UK, I've just set this is my Robinhood US. I've now got Robinhood UK set up today. I've got the app, the website. Everybody now can get it. The wait list is over. Everyone with my referral now can get it. So everybody in the UK, if you click on this link, you will get Robinhood straight away and you will get free shares. There's the link. If you do it right now during the show, you can tell me what you've got and I will tell you what I've got. You can win some free shares. I won some Apple shares yesterday and you're going to get some shares as well. There is a link. You might get up to $175 worth of shares. It will get you immediate access to Robinhood in the UK. You can sign up straight away. It's there. It's ready. It's done. Anyone in the UK, if you click on that link, that's my referral, you will get free shares live right now. So will I, live right now. And you can open your Robinhood account. Okay, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. I'm also going to give access to the US audience as well. Let me just bring it up here. I've got, where is it? Rewards. I've got here we go. This is for my American audience now. All right. The American audience who want free shares. USA. Here we go. Here is the American audience. Between $5 and $200 worth of stock. Watch me do it. Click share a link. Share a link. Copy. Put it in the chat. You can see I'm doing this live in front of you so you know what's going on. All right. This is for the US audience. Sundays are better. Done. Excellent. Everyone get free money. Don't know how long it's going to last for. There is the US audience. Okay. That is the US audience. I'll give it you twice. Do not mix it up with the the English audience. Okay. All right. You got that? There is the US audience. Okay. One more time. If you're in the UK, here is the UK one. Robinhood UK. There you go. I'm also going to give it to my Rumble audience as well because they're watching me this afternoon. This is Robinhood UK. There for you. Okay. I'll give you the US version as well now. If you want the US version, I will give you the US version. Here it comes. Share link. Copy. That's the UK one. I don't want to give you that. Okay. This is USA. Hang on. Trying to get you the link. Share it. Let me put it. Let me do it again. Share link. Copy. Now we're gonna have a bit of fun with you now as well. A bit of light-hearted fun as well. We want to do that as well. USA. Here it is. You know, earlier we were joking. We were having some fun about toothpaste. Well, there's been a bit of a development since then, and you're going to find this a little bit fun, right? USA, is that it? Oh, here it is. Here's the USA. Got it. So here's my Rumble audience. Here is your USA link if you want to get those free shares as well. We don't know how long this is going to last for. They just released it, so free shares all around. Everyone's getting free shares today. Why not? You might as well. It's free, and after about 3 days, once it's settled, you can sell them as well if you want and turn them into cash. Anyway, so see, look, bouncing up and down, going straight back down again. Don't just registered, haven't got any. Just registered today because you need my link. If you use my link, you will get free shares. This is what I'm saying. Do it properly and you will get free shares. You've got to set it all up properly and you'll get free shares. This gets you instant access to Robinhood and gets you free shares. Had $7, $8 worth of shares. $7, $8. I haven't got any. Just registered. You got $7 or $8. You got $78 worth. Brilliant. Well, you did then, didn't you? Can I join Robinhood from Spain? No, I'm sorry, Andre. It's only it's in the EU. There is an EU wallet now. Yes, there's an EU crypto wallet. So try my link. It might work. There's a Euro version. Yeah, I don't know what part of Europe, but there is an EU crypto wallet. Yeah, try it. See if it works. Doesn't work, does it? Might have to try it. Now then, we were all laughing this morning. By the way, Jerome Powell speaks in 12 minutes. You're not going to miss it. Right, we said this morning we had some fun with the toothpaste. Well, since then, we were larking around about the toothpaste, and we had a lot of fun with that. Well, guess what? Guess what? Since then, if you look under the video, look, this is my toothpaste that I use. I've been given a referral link by Sensodyne. Absolutely brilliant. So this is a special deal. If you want to get my toothpaste, why I have such white teeth, sort of, right? Under the video, that is my toothpaste. All right, look at that. Sensodyne, repair and protect whitening sensitive toothpaste. Just so you know, I think it's a 3-pack. It's the best value you're going to get it. I made sure it was the best deal. So it costs you $12.48 delivered to your house. And they're going to give me 10%. So I earn $1.20 if anyone buys a pack of my toothpaste. So if you want the best toothpaste in the world, I've just been provided with a referral link. So there you go. Fill your boots and get the Martyn Lucas toothpaste. You thought I was joking earlier when I said we'll get our own toothpaste. Well, within about half an hour, I got a referral link to sell Sensodyne toothpaste, and because it's what I use. If it wasn't what I use, I wouldn't use it. And if anybody is in any doubt, that's not what I use. I'll run and get my toothpaste if you want me to show you, and I'll show you. All right. So anyway, there it is. If you want my toothpaste, we're gonna have that dentist phone in as well. Got a lot of fun there. What was his name? I forgot his name now. Steve Barker. Was it Pete Barker? Pete Barker, Charlotte Barker. That was it. Pete Barker's daughter. She's going to phone in. She's a dentist. Anyway, FSR, it's working its way up. Be careful, though. Be careful. We need to hear from Jerome Powell. That's when the volatility starts. Like I said, everyone got excited. It went up and it sold straight off. You should already be in. If you are buying Fisker, what you should have done this morning, or Virgin Galactic, or any of these stocks, is what we said this morning. We opened the show and we say it's going up, and it went up 12%. We alerted you here. It went up to 12%. We told everyone to sell it here. Take 12%. That's what you earn in a year on the S&P. Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you take the profit that you get from 500 of the best companies in the world in in 10 minutes, in a year? Why would you not do it? So we said to do that, it would go down. It did go down. It went all the way down. What you should have done is, before the announcement was out, was bought here. This is when you should have bought. Now you could have made yourself, again, another, what are we now? A minus 11. So there's another 10% profit. So you could have made yourself like, 20 to 25% profit in a day now just by buying here and selling here. What you don't want to be doing is buying here. Of course it can go up. No one knows what it's going to do. But if you are a strategist and you're looking at the numbers and the averages and the likelihood and the profitability, the probability, you knew you buy here, you sell here, and now you bought here. You don't buy here. So don't get carried away. Martin, check links for YouTube. Rumor on Fisker. Tied to Google. Google more, but no further news. Try to Google more, but no further news. Let me have a look. Links for YouTube. SXM. Where did you put this? Links for YouTube. I'm looking on links for YouTube. Kevin, is it Kevin B? Vaz. Today at 1 o'clock. Okay, what's this? Okay, I don't know what this is. Tesla Thomas. Now, straight away, that gives you a warning. We know Fisker is closing all showrooms. Tesla Thomas. We're not taking any attention from that. Absolutely. Source reliable. Direct from an employee. Got laid off today. Tesla Thomas. Most bullish news ever. Hopium added to OEM. Your friend will never let you down again. I can't take this seriously. Who's Tesla Thomas? He's got a little Thomas the Tank Engine. Fisker is closing all showrooms worldwide as per information I received today. Let me have... hang on a minute. To tell you what I'll do, if that's true, Tesla, Mr. Tesla Tom. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I can see if this is real. Mr. Tesla Tom. Let's see. Okay, now what I was first of all looking for was he has followers but doesn't follow very many people. That gives it credibility. Not as much credibility as me. I only followed myself and Sensei for that very reason. But that's okay. If he was following 5,000, I wouldn't give it a time of day. But obviously he's a Tesla bull. Tesla. Okay, so he's a Tesla bull, but I don't know if that we can verify that news. Thank you for sharing it, but I've got no information to back that up, so I'm not going to take that I'm not going to believe that. Let's look at the next thing. That was our SMX. We looked at that Sirius SMX. We'll do that later. And what's this? The biggest buyers. Okay, what's this? What's this being sent? Okay, what's this? The biggest buyers of Fisker. Institutional investment were net sellers of FSR during Q4. Jane Street was the top. Who's this from? Investor Place. Okay. During the third quarter, picking up 4.2 million. Invesco also added 3.26. Total of 237. Elon Musk, Project Amiga, maybe set to mint. Oh, okay. Nothing there. Electric EV has shed more than 90% year to date. On Monday, the company announced it received financing commitment. Yeah, we know about that. The company has deemed problem. We know that. Good news. The good news is that Nissan may be eyeing an investment. That's old, though. The 5 biggest buyers of Fisker. Okay. Not enough. Not enough for me to make a video on. I don't want to put out false information for anybody. That's FUD from Tesla Tom. Yes, I don't want to use it. Fair enough. Just spotted this. No, it's all good. Any information is good. Even that information is good because we want to hear what people are saying and what they're trying to manipulate. That's important. We don't want to be unaware of it. Absolutely, we want to know what's going on. But if I'm going to make a video on it, it has to be credible and useful. It's not about me getting views. I mean, of course, if I put that out, I get views, but it's not about me. It never has been about me. Right, 3 minutes to go. Here we go. Let's get in the chair now. Let's get in the chair for Fed Jerome Powell. Let's bring ourselves right up to date. Here we go. We are 3 minutes to go. We're going to listen in. When it starts, I will not be speaking anymore. Can you review your toothpaste? Yes. If you buy my toothpaste, it's if you buy my toothpaste, this is the toothpaste that I use. All right. If you, this is brilliant. I can't believe I got a referral link for the very toothpaste that I use within about 20 minutes of me talking about it. Absolutely brilliant. If you get the toothpaste that I use, send a picture in. Send a picture in and I'll put it on the show. All right. There is my toothpaste. It's the best deal, the cheapest deal you're going to get. I'm told. I hope it's true. And there it is. It's under the video. Look, there you go. I get 10% commission. So I earn $1.20 if anybody buys the toothpaste. But that's what I use. It works. I don't have any sensitive teeth anymore. And they're beautiful. Look. What can you say? Right, here we go. Let's get ready for Jerome Powell. Is your toothpaste publicly traded? Yep, I'm going to buy shares in it. We're all going to own shares in it. It's Sensodyne. Bloody right. We'll buy shares in it next. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll buy shares. Whoever Sensodyne is it J&J? Is it Pfizer? We'll find out and we'll buy shares in it because everybody will buy the toothpaste. Bound to go up, right? I'm loving it. Fisco making its way up. Virgin Galactic. See, didn't do anything for Virgin Galactic at all. They are going sideways now. It's all over, really. There's nothing going to happen now. They need a flight announcement. That's what they need. Anyway, Jerome Powell will speak in 1.5 minutes. So the first thing we need to do is for the next minute, before Jerome Powell speaks, I need 200 likes. Are you ready? Click subscribe. Done that? And here's the thumbs up. Here it comes. Every single person. You ready? Let's get the funky music going. We have got 215 watching. Are you ready? 215 watching. We've got 48 likes. YouTube will not suggest this video until we hit 100. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Need at least 100. 48. Come on. We've got 45 seconds to go before Jerome Powell speaks. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got to get 100. If we don't get 100, I'm not bringing Jerome Powell on. You're all going to miss it, and you're going to lose all your money. You're all going to go bankrupt, every single one of you, because you're not going to know what's going on. You've got 30 seconds to get 30 likes. 81. I'm not going to go to Jerome Powell. You've got 19 likes to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 88. You got 10 seconds. I can't do it to you. Don't worry, I can't do it. I was going to do it, but I thought, no, I can't. I can't do it to you.
Exactly how he responds to that. Does he brush it off?
I wanted to,
the way that he did
but I thought better not.
It's not a major deal, but it's the beginning of something that could be a big deal. There's just a clear and obvious contradiction in the outlook for 2024.
88.
I think if you see a repeat of that through the year,
105.
more and more
We did it, and we're about to hit 20,000 subscribers live on the show.
Focused on getting that inflation number back towards 2%.
Tap the subscribe button. Who is going to be our 20,000th subscriber? We're giving away $100 in cash as well.
And you just, run a mile a day. And
all right, we're giving away $100 in cash. 20 is our giveaway to celebrate. And all we need now is 65 to hit 20,000 subscribers.
It's a complicated.
We've doubled in just 3 months.
At all-time highs, as he's about to open that door and sit in front of that lectern and talk to us about the outlook for rates. Equities at all-time highs.
Are you ready?
At the same time, they're revising their inflation projections higher and also still forecasting the same amount of cuts for 2024. I think that's a sticky spot for any Fed chair to walk into any room and speak for 60 minutes on this subject.
Which is a reason why he will probably say we're data dependent, which also means nothing to a lot of people who say, what are you looking at? This is a very difficult
Here we go, it's showtime.
Walks to address all of the complexities that we are facing.
Here's the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. The economy has made considerable progress toward our dual mandate objectives. Inflation has eased substantially, while the labor market has remained strong, and that is very good news. But inflation is still too high, ongoing progress in bringing it down is not assured, and the path forward is uncertain. We are fully committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal. Restoring price stability is essential to achieve a sustainably strong labor market that benefits all. Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Our restrictive stance of monetary policy has been putting downward pressure on economic activity and inflation. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are moving into better balance. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has been expanding at a solid pace. GDP growth in the fourth quarter of last year came in at 3.2%. For 2023 as a whole, GDP expanded 3.1%, bolstered by strong consumer demand as well as improving supply conditions. Activity in the housing sector was subdued over the past year, largely reflecting high mortgage rates. High interest rates also appear to have weighed on business fixed investment. In our summary of economic projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to slow from last year's pace, with a median projection of 2.1% this year and 2% over the next 2 years. Participants generally revised up their growth projections since December, reflecting the strength of incoming data, including data on labor supply. The labor market remains relatively tight, but supply and demand conditions continue to come into better balance. Over the past 3 months, payroll job gains averaged 265,000 jobs per month. The unemployment rate has edged up but remains low at 3.9%. Strong job creation has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years and a continued strong pace of immigration. Nominal wage growth has been easing and job vacancies have declined. Although the jobs to workers gap has narrowed, labor demand still exceeds the supply of available workers. FOMC participants expect the rebalancing in the labor market to continue, easing upward pressure on inflation. The median unemployment rate projection in the SEP is 4.0% at the end of this year and 4.1% at the end of next year. Inflation has eased notably over the past year, but remains above our longer-run goal of 2%. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.5% over the 12 months ending in February, and that excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as from measures from financial markets. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation falls to 2.4% this year, 2.2% next year, and 2% in 2026. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. The committee decided at today's meeting to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%, and to continue the process of significantly reducing our securities holdings. As labor market tightness has eased and progress on inflation has continued, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals are coming into better balance. We believe that our policy rate is likely at its peak for this tightening cycle, and that, if the economy evolves broadly as expected, it will likely be appropriate to begin dialing back policy restraint at some point this year. The economic outlook is uncertain, however, and we remain highly attentive to inflation risks. We are prepared to maintain the current target range for the federal funds rate for longer, if appropriate. We know that reducing policy restraint too soon or too much could result in a reversal of the progress we have seen on inflation and ultimately require even tighter policy to get inflation back to 2%.
There it is.
At the same time, reducing policy restraint too late or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2%. Of course, we're committed to both sides of our dual mandate, and an unexpected weakening in the labor market could also warrant a policy response. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting. In our SEP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the federal funds rate based on what each participant judges to be the most likely scenario going forward. If the economy evolves as projected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 4.6% at the end of this year, 3.9% at the end of 2025, and 3.1% at the end of 2026, still above the median longer-term funds rate. These projections are not a committee decision or plan. If the economy does not evolve as projected, the path for policy will adjust as appropriate to foster our maximum employment and price stability goals. Turning to our balance sheet, our securities holdings have declined by nearly $1.5 trillion since the committee began reducing our portfolio. At this meeting, we discussed issues related to slowing the pace of decline in our securities holdings. While we did not make any decisions today on this, the general sense of the committee is that it will be appropriate to slow the pace of runoff fairly soon, consistent with the plans we previously issued. The decision to slow the pace of runoff does not mean that our balance sheet will ultimately shrink by less than it would otherwise, but rather allows us to approach that ultimate level more gradually. In particular, slowing the pace of runoff will help ensure a smooth transition, reducing the possibility that money markets experience stress and thereby facilitating the ongoing decline in our securities holdings, consistent with reaching the appropriate level of ample reserves. We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping our longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and price stability over the long term. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you.
Okay, now it's important what they say now. So, like we said, got a pause. We said that. And rates for longer. It's not going to be coming down soon. The summer is what I predicted. It will come down. But he doesn't want to give that feeling of, yes, it's all go, everything's great. No, because he doesn't want to do a Paul Volcker and raise rates again. Let's listen in. It's going to be tough for those companies that don't have that have a lot of debt.
More tolerance for higher inflation and less of a willingness to slow the economy to achieve that target.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that. What it means is that we
don't buy this. Wait for a drop. Wait for a pullback.
As I pointed out in my opening remarks, we did mark up our growth forecast, and so have many other forecasters. So the economy is performing well, and the inflation data came in a little bit higher as a separate matter, and I think that caused people to write up their inflation. But nonetheless, we continue to make good progress on bringing inflation down, and so.
When you just to follow up, when you say that you're willing to either maintain the rate for longer, what is the tolerance of the Federal Reserve for inflation?
That's between the lines there.
2% target.
So we're strongly committed to bringing inflation down to 2% over time. That is our goal, and we will achieve that goal. Markets believe we will achieve that goal, and they should believe that, because that's what will happen over time. But we stress over time, and so. I think we're making projections that do show that happening, and we're committed to that outcome, and we will bring it about.
Rachel. Hi, Chair Powell, Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions.
You and others have been saying that relief on housing inflation is coming, but it still hasn't shown up meaningfully in the CPI or the PCE. Does that challenge your assumption about when the shift will finally break through, since it hasn't to that point?
So I think there's some confidence that the market rents, lower market rent increases that we're seeing will show up in measures of housing services inflation over time. There's a little bit of uncertainty about when that will happen, but there's real confidence that they will show up eventually over time. But again, uncertainty about the exact timing of that.
Okay. And will you be able to get overall inflation down to target if housing doesn't break through quickly, and does that affect the timing for eventual cuts this year?
We will get aggregate inflation down to 2% over time. We will. And I would assume that what we'll continue to see is we'll see goods prices coming into a new equilibrium where they're going down perhaps not as quickly as they had been earlier this year, where housing services inflation will come back down as current market rents are suggesting will happen, and where non-housing services will move back down. Some combination of those three things, and it may be different from the combination we had before the pandemic, will be achieved and will bring inflation back down to 2% sustainably.
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, during your congressional testimony this month, you said that your test for making the first change to interest rates does not require you to be terribly comfortable that inflation is at 2% because interest rates are well above neutral. At the same time, you said here after the last meeting that the first cut is highly consequential. Can you reconcile these views for me? If rates are well above neutral, why would the first cut be highly consequential? Is that because you anticipate one cut would be followed by one or two more along the lines of the recalibration you made?
It's the message it sends when we start reducing rates. They don't want to
it's more, I
heat up the economy
in the context of what I said in my opening remarks, that the risks are really two-sided here. We're in a situation where, you know, if we ease too much or too soon, we could see inflation come back, and if we ease too late, we could do unnecessary harm to employment and you know, people's working lives. And so, you know, we do see the risks as two-sided. So it is consequential. We want to be careful. And fortunately, with the economy growing, with the labor market strong, and with inflation coming down, we can approach that question carefully and let the data speak on that. That's really what I was thinking.
How much of that inflation that we've seen so far this year do you chalk up to one-off calendar adjustment effects following a period of high inflation versus some change in the trend we saw in the second half of last year?
So I want to start by saying I always try to be careful about dismissing data that we don't like. So you need to check yourself on that, and I'll do that. But I would say the January number, which was very high, the January CPI and PCE numbers were quite high. There's reason to think that there could be seasonal effects there.
Please tap the like button. It will share it out to more people. Live debate to follow. Thank you.
Higher than expectations, but we have it at currently well below 30 basis points core PCE, which is not terribly high. So it's not like the January number. But I take the two of them together, and I think they haven't really changed the overall story, which is that of inflation moving down gradually on a sometimes bumpy road toward 2%. I don't think that story has changed. I also don't think that those readings added to anyone's confidence that we're moving closer to that point. But you know, we didn't. Last thing I'll say is we didn't excessively celebrate the good inflation readings we got in the last 7 months of last year. We didn't take too much signal out of that. What you heard us saying was that we needed to see more, that we could, you know, we wanted to be careful about that decision, and we're not going to overreact as well to these 2 months of data, nor are we going to ignore them.
Hi, yes, Chair Powell. Could you speak a little bit more about the timing? Is there enough data between now and, say, May to be able to get the kind of confidence that you say that, you know, you still need? Or by June, is there enough data for you? Just give us a sense of your thinking there. Thank you.
Yeah, so we make decisions meeting by meeting, and we didn't make any decisions about future meetings today. those are going to depend on our ongoing assessment of the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risk. So I really don't have anything for you on any specific meeting looking forward.
But, I mean, just a question of, I mean, is there even enough data for you to be able to?
We'll take, you know, things can happen during an intermeeting period if you look back, unexpected things. So I wouldn't want to dismiss anything. So I just would say that the committee wants to see more data that gives us higher confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward 2%. I also mentioned, and we don't see this in the data right now, but if there were a significant weakening in the data, particularly in the labor market, that could also be a reason for us to begin the process of reducing rates. Again, there's nothing in the data pointing at that, but those are the things that we'll be looking at coming meetings, and without trying to refer to any specific meeting.
Chris.
Hi, Chris Rieger, Associated Press. Thank you. In the projections, there is an increase in the neutral rate, as you know, and higher rates, a quarter point higher rates projected in 2025, 2026. Can you speak about what might be behind that? Is there a real sense here that the economy has perhaps changed in some way, that higher rates will be needed in the future? Thank you.
So you're right, they're pretty modest changes, but you're right, there was an uptick in the longer run rate, and also there's a 25 basis point increase in 25 and 26. In terms of are rates going to be higher in the longer run, if that's really your question, I don't think we know that. I think we think that rates were generally low during the pre-pandemic, post-global financial crisis era for reasons that are mostly, important, slow-moving, large things like demographics and productivity and that sort of thing, things that don't move quickly. But I don't think we know. I mean, my instinct would be that rates will not go back down to the very low levels that we saw, where all around the world there were long-run rates that were at or below zero in some cases. I don't see rates going back down to that level, but I think there's tremendous uncertainty around that.
Great. And just a quick follow on the projections, you also have 2.6% core inflation for the end of this year. It's already or you mentioned it being 2.8 in February. I mean, that doesn't sound like much disinflation at all. So are you still confident? Or last press conference, you sounded pretty optimistic you would get more confidence to the end of this year. Is it right to say that this suggests you're not seeing a lot of disinflation this year compared to what we've seen 2023 and so forth?
I think that higher year-end number reflects the data we've seen so far this year, because you're now in this year. So I think that. Sorry, say your last part of your question again.
Well, just are you still optimistic that you'll get the confidence you need this year?
I think if you look at the SEP, what it says is that it is still likely in most people's view that we will achieve that confidence and that there will be rate cuts. But that's really going to depend on the incoming data. It is. The other thing is, in the second half of the year, you have some pretty low readings, so it might be harder to make progress as you move that 12-month window forward. Nonetheless, we're looking for data that confirm the kind of low readings that we had last year and give us a higher degree of confidence that what we saw was really inflation moving sustainably down to 2%, toward 2%.
Gina Smilik, The New York Times. Thank you for taking our questions. Per your comment to Ann that a weakening in the labor market would be a reason to potentially cut rates, or at least a consideration in making a rate cut, would continued strength in the labor market be a reason to hold off on rate cuts? And just in general, if labor supply continued to rebound in 2024 the way it did in 2023, what would stronger hiring and possibly stronger growth mean for the path forward on policy?
Yeah, so if what we're getting is a lot of supply and a lot of demand, and that supply is actually feeding demand because workers are getting paid and they're spending, and that's, what you would have is potentially kind of what you had last year, which is a bigger economy where inflationary pressures are not increasing. In fact, they were decreasing. So you can have that if you have the continued supply side activity that we had last year with both with supply chains and also with growth in the size of the labor force.
But so strong hiring in and of itself would not be a reason to hold off on rate cuts?
No, not all by itself, no. I mean, we saw, you saw last year, very strong hiring and inflation coming down quickly. We now have a better sense that a big part of that was supply side healing, particularly with growth in the labor force. So in and of itself, strong job growth is not a reason, for us to be concerned about inflation.
Neil. Hi, Chair Powell. Neil Irwin with Axios. How do you assess the state of financial conditions right now, and in particular, do you view the kind of easing in financial conditions since the fall as consistent and compatible with what you're trying to achieve on the inflation mandate?
So we think there are many different financial conditions indicators, and you can kind of, see different answers to that question. But ultimately, we do think that financial conditions are weighing on economic activity, and we think you see that in a great place to see it is in the labor market, where you've seen demand cooling off a little bit from the extremely high levels. And there I would point to job openings, quits, surveys, the hiring rate, things like that are really demand. There are also supply side things happening, but I think those are demand side things happening. We saw, that's been a question for a while. We did see progress on inflation last year, significant progress, despite, financial conditions sometimes being tighter, sometimes looser.
Michael McGee with Bloomberg Radio and Television. Can you give us more color on how the committee is thinking about inflation dynamics now? What we've seen at the beginning of the year, are they more one-off increases that will fade, or is there more of a secular turn with goods prices rising again and service prices staying sticky? And also, housing prices have been sort of the Godot of this cycle, in that you keep expecting them to go down and they don't. How does the committee see this playing out forward since you've raised your inflation forecast?
So I see the committees looking at the 2 months of data and asking the same question you're asking and saying we're just going to have to see what the data show. As I mentioned, you can look at January, which is very high reading, and I think many people did see the possibility of seasonal adjustment problems there. But again, you got to be careful about dismissing the parts of the data that you don't like. So then February wasn't as high, but it was higher. So the question is, what are we going to see? We tend to see a little bit stronger, this is in the data, a little bit stronger inflation in the first half of the year, a little bit less strong later in the year. We're going to let the data show. I don't think we really know whether this is a bump on the road or something more. We'll have to find out. In the meantime, the economy is strong, the labor market is strong, inflation has come way down, and that gives us the ability to approach this question carefully and feel more confident that inflation is moving down sustainably at 2% when we take that step to begin dialing back our restrictive policy.
Well, you've talked about the desire to have confidence that inflation is continually moving down. Has the recent numbers we've gotten for inflation data dented that confidence at all?
It certainly hasn't improved our confidence. It hasn't raised anyone's confidence, but I would say that the story is really essentially the same, and that is of inflation coming down gradually toward 2% on a sometimes bumpy path, as I mentioned. I think that's what you still see. We've got 9 months of 2.5% inflation now. And we've had 2 months of kind of bumpy inflation. We were saying that it's going to be a bumpy ride. We consistently said that. Now here are some bumps, and the question is, are they more than bumps? And we can't know that. That's why we are approaching this question carefully. It is very important for everyone that we serve that we do get inflation sustainably down. And I think the historical record, every situation is different, but the historical record is that you need to approach that question carefully and try to get it right the first time and not have to come back and raise rates again, perhaps, if you cut inappropriately, prematurely.
Go to Edward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence with Fox Business. I wanted to ask you, you received a letter from, well, the Federal Reserve is an independent body, understanding Congress has oversight over that. You received a letter from Senators Elizabeth Warren and Sheldon Whitehouse that said, calling on you to lower interest rates, to cut interest rates, because it says, quote, the potential that it may remain too high for too long has halted advances in deploying renewable energy technologies and delayed significant climate and economic benefits from these projects. So has higher interest rates caused that?
Have they? Well, first of all, I respect our, in our system of government, it is Congress that has oversight responsibility over the Fed. We place a tremendous amount of importance on our engagements with Congress and always treat them with great respect. In this case, I would say those are, our mandate is for maximum employment and price stability and the other things that we do. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to do that in a way that sustains the strong growth we're seeing, the strong labor market we're seeing, but allows us to make further progress with inflation. That's how we can best serve the public and leave the other issues, which in many cases are incredibly important, such as those you mentioned, leave those to the people who have responsibility for those.
There was another letter from 24 lawmakers saying that the higher rates are squeezing the working people. How do these letters affect what you guys are doing policy-wise?
We receive these letters with respect, and we write careful responses and address concerns. We listen, again, because we're talking to the people who, in our system of government, have oversight over our activity. So that's, but at the end of the day, we take that on board, but we have to make our judgments, and we have to stick to our knitting, which is maximum employment, price stability, supervise and regulate the banks, work on the payment system, the things that we do.
Claire.
Thank you. Claire Jones, Financial Times. Thanks a lot for the opportunity to ask a question. As chair of the FOMC, would you want to see unanimity on the committee or something close to it, meaning no more than one dissent before you begin cutting rates? Thank you.
We're a very consensus-oriented organization, and we do try to achieve consensus and ideally unanimity. People do dissent. It's something that happens. Life goes on, and it's not a problem. We've always had dissents, and so and you respect thoughtful dissents very much. It's like you may not agree with some arguments, but you really want to understand them. So you may read a book that takes a position that you have long opposed, just to understand that book. So I treat dissents with real respect as well.
So Simon, one would be a
Simon Urbanovich with The Economist. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Obviously, inflation is some ways away from target. Unemployment, though, if you look at the projection for the full year, 4.0%. In February, we were already at 3.9%, so quite close to the median projection. Are you concerned at all that, notwithstanding the very strong jobs growth, that in fact there may be some cracks appearing in the employment market? You talked about a significant deterioration in the labor market being a condition for easing rates. What would constitute that in your books? Thank you.
So we, of course, monitor it's one of our two goal variables. We all monitor the labor market very, very carefully, and I don't see those cracks today. And we follow all the possible stories that are out there about there being cracks. But the overall picture really is strong labor market. The extreme imbalances that we saw in the early parts of the pandemic recovery have mostly been resolved. You're seeing high job growth. You're seeing big increases in supply. You're seeing strong wage growth, but wage growth is gradually moderating down to more sustainable levels. In many, many respects, things are returning more to their state in 2019, which we can think of as normal for this purpose. That's job openings and quits, and surveys of workers and businesses are always interesting on this. How tight is how easy is it to find a job? How easy it is to find a worker? Those surveys have both come down. So the labor market's in good shape. You do see things like the low hiring rate, and people have made the argument that if layoffs were to increase, that would mean that the net would be fairly quick increases in unemployment. So that's something we're watching, but we're not seeing it. Of course, initial claims are very, very low, and if anything, have tracked down a little bit. So watching it carefully, don't see it. And when I say something, I use the term unexpected weakening in the labor market. So, we do expect the unemployment rate to, the forecast is that it would move up, I think, closer to what we see as the longer run sustainable level. That's just people's forecast, individual forecasts. But we're talking about something that's unexpected. That's where I'll leave it, though.
Steve Matthews with Bloomberg. You mentioned at the beginning of the press conference that the committee felt it might be appropriate to slow the pace of asset runoff fairly soon. I'm wondering, when you say fairly soon, does that mean that the committee would meet about this again in May, and a decision could be reached that soon? And I was wondering if you could also just describe the scope of what the committee is discussing here. You're at $95 billion of caps right now. Would that be cut about in half or something in that nature? Thank you.
So that is what we're discussing, essentially, and we're not discussing many other balance sheet issues. We will discuss those in due course, but what we're really looking at is slowing the pace of runoff. There isn't much runoff among MBS right now, but there is in treasuries, and we're talking about going to a lower pace. I don't want to give you a specific number because we haven't had an agreement or a decision, but that's the idea. That's what we're looking at. And in terms of the timing, I said fairly soon. I wouldn't want to try to be more specific than that, but you get the idea. The idea is, and this is in our longer run plans, that we may actually be able to get to a lower level because we would avoid the kind of frictions that can happen. Liquidity is not evenly distributed in the system, and there can be times when, in the aggregate, reserves are ample or even abundant, but not in every part. And those parts where they're not ample, there can be stress. And that can cause you to prematurely stop the process to avoid the stress. And then it would be very hard to restart, we think. So as something like that happened in 19, perhaps. So that's what we're doing. We're looking at what would be a good time and what would be a good structure. And, fairly soon is words that we use to mean fairly soon.
And will there be a discussion about returning to an all treasuries balance sheet at some point?
So that our longer run goal is to return to a balance sheet that is mostly treasuries. I do expect that once we're through this, we'll come back to the other issues about the composition and the maturity, and revisit those issues. But it's not urgent right now. We want to get this decision made first, and then we can, when the time is right, come back to the other issues.
Hi, Victoria Guida with Politico. Also on the balance sheet, can you talk a little bit about how the outlook for the banking sector might impact your balance sheet plans? Do you worry that as deposits start to shrink that we could see more turbulence?
We'll be watching carefully, but one of the reasons we're slowing down, we will soon enough, fairly soon, I should say, slow down, is that we want to avoid any kind of turbulence. I wasn't thinking particularly about banking sector turbulence, but we had some indicators the last time. This is our second time in doing this, and I think we're going to be paying a lot of attention to the things that started to happen and that foreshadowed what eventually happened at the end of that tightening cycle, where we wound up in a short reserve situation, and we don't want to do that again. And I think now we have a better sense of what are the indicators. It wasn't so much in the banking system as it was around, for example, where federal funds is trading relative to the administered rates, and where secured rates are relative to the administered rates, those sorts of things. We will always be watching the banking system for similar signs, though.
Well, is it also because you're not sure exactly how the reserve supply will react once the overnight reverse repo facility, drops near at zero?
Well, I think we broadly think that once the overnight repo stabilizes either at zero or close to zero, that as the balance sheet shrinks, we should expect that reserves will decline pretty close to dollar for dollar with that. That's what we think.
Let's go to Jean.
Hi, Chair Powell. Jean Young with M&I Market News. I wanted to ask also about the balance sheet. Will you said that starting the taper sooner could get you to a smaller balance sheet size. Does that mean you don't have to make a decision on when to end QT at this point? And will you be setting up the process for deciding that sooner, or will you wait until we're close to the end?
So it's sort of ironic that by going slower you can get farther, but that's the idea. The idea is that with a smoother transition, you'll run much less risk of kind of liquidity problems, which can grow into shocks and which can cause you to stop the process prematurely. So that's where, in terms of how it ends, we're going to be monitoring carefully money market conditions and asking ourselves what they're telling us about reserves. Are they, right now we would characterize them as abundant, and what we're aiming for is ample, and which is a little bit less than abundant, right? So there isn't there's not a dollar amount or a percent of GDP or anything like that where we think we have a really pretty clear understanding of that. We're going to be looking at what these what's happening in money markets, in particular
Virgin Galactic moving
indicators, including the ones I mentioned, to tell us when we're getting close. Then, though, you reach a point ultimately where you stop allowing the balance sheet to run off, but then from that point, there's another period in which non-reserve liabilities grow organically, like currency, and that also shrinks the reserves at a very slow pace. So you have a slower pace of runoff, which we'll have fairly soon. Then you have another time where you effectively hold the balance sheet constant and allow non-reserve liabilities to expand, and then that ultimately brings you ideally in for, brings it into a nice easy landing at a level that is above what we think the lowest possible ample number would be. We're not trying for that. We want to have a cushion, a buffer, because we know that demand for reserves can be very volatile, and we don't want to again find ourselves in a situation where there aren't reserves. We have to turn around and buy assets and put reserves back in the banking system the way we did in 2019-20.
Hi, Nancy Marshall-Genzer with Marketplace. Chair Powell, you said you're waiting to become more confident that inflation is getting to your 2% goal before you cut rates. Can you just sum up more specifically what data you're looking at that would give you that confidence?
Sure. So most importantly, we're looking at the incoming inflation data and the contents of it and what they're telling us. So that'll be, and also the various components. So obviously that's what we want. We want more confidence that inflation is coming down sustainably toward 2%. And I mean, of course, we'll also be looking at all the other things that are happening in the economy. We'll look at the totality of the data, including everything essentially, as we make that assessment. But the most important thing will be the inflation data that's coming in.
Well, are there things that you would give more weight to, like wages?
Wages is one thing. We don't. Our target is not wages. It's really inflation. We would look to the fact that wages are still coming in very strong, but they've been wage increases. That is to say, wage increases have been quite strong, but they're gradually coming down to levels that are more sustainable over time, and that's what we want. We don't think that the inflation was not originally caused, I don't think, mostly by wages. That wasn't really the story. But we do think that to get inflation back down to 2% sustainably, we'd like to see, continuing gradual movement of wage increases at still high levels, but back down to levels that are more sustainable over time.
Let's go to Greg.
Thank you. Greg Robb from MarketWatch. Chair Powell, could you say at this meeting whether there were more officials who wanted to be careful and go slower than about rates than were at the last meeting? Was there that sense of maybe it's smart to wait? Thanks.
I guess I'd put it this way. If you look at the incoming inflation data that we've had for January and February, I think very broadly that suggests that we were right to wait until we're more confident. So I think I didn't hear anyone dismissing it as not information that we should look at or anything like that. So I think generally speaking, it does go in the direction of saying yes, it's appropriate for us to be careful as we approach this question.
Thanks, Chair Powell. Brendan Peterson with Punchbowl News. I wanted to ask you about central bank digital currency stuff. We've been hearing a lot from Republicans in Congress about what the Fed is or isn't doing in a digital dollar. But folks, I know you have said to Congress that you are going to wait for approval before the Fed does anything, launches anything. But folks like House Majority Whip Tom Emmer have said that the Fed is either actively researching or hiring personnel to study the implications of the CBDC. Can you give us any clarity on what the Fed is doing right now on a digital dollar?
Sure. So I think we've been pretty transparent on this, but I'll try harder. So we are not getting ready to, we haven't proposed, we haven't come to a conclusion that we should propose or anything like that, that Congress consider legislation to authorize a digital dollar. And it would take legislation by Congress signed by the president to give us the ability to do what we think of as a CBDC, which is really a retail CBDC with the public of it. So we're just a long, long way from that. What we are doing, and I think what every major central bank is doing, is we're trying to stay in the frontiers of what's going on in digital finance. And it has many, many different areas. It has applications in wholesale finance, in the payment system, and so we to serve the public, these issues have become very front burner in the last 5 or 6 years. We need to be knowledgeable about all that. So we actually do have people trying to understand things that are, but it's wrong to say that we're working on a CBDC and then we've secretly got a lab here where we've got one and we're just going to spring it on Congress at the right moment. We don't. I haven't at all in my own mind made a decision that I think this is something the U.S. should be doing. I just think it's something we need to understand, and we do have people who are keeping up with that as part of the broader payments landscape. That's how I would characterize it.
Thank you. It's Mark Hamrick with Bankrate. Mr. Chairman, April 27th will mark the 13th anniversary since a Fed chairman began holding regular news conferences. How important has that higher transparency been in your view, both for the proper functioning of the central bank and also in accomplishing your mission? And is there more that you and your colleagues can do on the transparency front, and what might that look like?
I generally think, this movement actually started, 30 years ago, when some academics posited that a more transparent central bank, if the public understands your reaction function, the markets will do your work for you. They'll react to the data. And so it all happens that way. And so there's been a march toward greater and greater transparency. And that certainly Chairman Bernanke advanced that, so Chairman Greenspan did, Chair Yellen did. And so we went from four press conferences a year to 8, so now every meeting really is live now. I think that's a good innovation. I wouldn't want to turn it back. We also have done a bunch of other things. We have an annual supervision report, financial stability report. There's a long list of things that we've done. I think I mean, nothing comes to mind as really desperately in need of doing at this moment. We're very transparent. We have no shortage of FOMC participants speaking to the public through the media. And so that channel is full, I would say. So I think it's generally broadly helped and made things better, but not every day and in every way.
Well, to follow up, has there ever been a day where you wanted to put that genie back in the bottle somewhat?
Of course not.
Let's go to Jennifer for the last question.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. Not to harp too much more on confidence and inflation, but you did say earlier in this press conference that the recent inflation data hasn't raised anyone's confidence. But when you testified before the Senate a couple weeks ago, you told lawmakers that you are, quote, not far from receiving the confidence needed on inflation to begin cutting rates. So are you still of that belief or not? What are we to take by those words, not far?
So let me say my main message at that in those 2 days of hearings was really that the committee needs to see more evidence to build our confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward our 2% goal. And we don't expect that it will be appropriate to begin to reduce rates until we're more confident that that is the case. That is the case. I said that any number of times, so those were kind of the main part of the message. We repeated that today in our statement. I also, to the language you mentioned, I really pointed out that we had made significant progress over the past year, and what we're looking for now is confirmation that that progress will continue. We had a series of inflation readings over the second half of last year that were really much lower. We didn't overreact, as I mentioned, but that's what I had in mind.
But given that you said that PCE for February, 2.8%, the estimate, and that we have been seeing PCE, core PCE, coming down by 10% every month, I mean, wouldn't you be at about 2.4% this summer, June, July, to a point where you could cut then?
Well, you know, we'll just have to see how the data come in. We would, of course, love to get great inflation data. We got really good inflation data on in the second part of last year. Again, we didn't overreact to it. We said we needed to see more, and we said it would be bumpy. And now we have January and February, which I've talked about a couple of times. So, you know, we're looking for more good data, and we would certainly welcome it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
if you're long stocks,
there we go.
You didn't want this to end.
There you go. Looking good. Let me come back to you and explain what that was all about. Are you happy? Are you happy with the result today? Well, there's some good news, and exactly as expected. This should not come now the markets are moving. This is my portfolio looking very nice indeed today. This is no surprise to me at all. It's exactly like we expected. If you managed your funds properly, you'll be over the moon with this. As you can see, I started with $5,000. I'm now at look at this, all-time high, 73,130. No options, no shorts, no risk at all, really. I've got $97,000 to deploy, waiting for a pullback. It's good news. So what does it all mean? It's exactly what we said. For 15 months now, we have said in the summer there will be a rate cut. There will be. We said there would be a pause today. There is a pause today. And the Fed did exactly what the Fed was always going to do. Jerome Powell does not want to do a Paul Volcker. He does not want to say everything's great, pull back, and suddenly it takes off again. He's keeping rates for longer, but there will be and there may be. He's not given a date. He would not say, yep, next earnings, sorry, next meeting, next month or whatever, we're going to lower the rates. Remember, though, the Fed can drop the rates tomorrow. We could wake up tomorrow and the rates are down. They don't want to send that signal to the markets. They want slow, steady growth. Of course, people are buying again. The S&P's overbought. So what does that mean for the general markets? Great. Absolutely great. The American economy is always strong, and you can buy this now, but I've already been buying it already. As you can see, I'm up. Fantastic. This is absolutely brilliant. But what does it mean for all the other positions in our portfolio? Well, let's have a look. Let's go for it. What does it mean for those high-risk stocks? Now, we are going to open up the phone lines. The phone line is open and we can have many people on the phone at the same time. So what we're going to do, we're going to clear the deck and we're going to invite everyone to call in at once. Several people on screen debating share your thoughts, discuss with each other. It's difficult to talk to each other in the chat, so we're going to allow you to talk to each other live on the show. So how do you call in? You've been watching it on the screen throughout the show, and I'm going to give you the link now. So here is the link, how to call in. It's martynlucas.com/live. Let me give you the link. Here is the link to call in. There it is. I'll post it 3 times so you can see it. You don't need any equipment. You don't need a browser. You can just call live in. All you need is the passcode, passcode, which is case sensitive, is Lucas AIDS, which is capital L, capital A, 100. There is the password. Whoops a daisy. There's the password. Case sensitive, capital L, capital A. Call in, have your say. You can tell me how your positions are, how you feel. Are you happy? Are you frustrated? Are you in the green? Are you up? Are you down? What do you think? But this is exactly what we warned you. We told everybody it would be a pause. It was. We also said there wouldn't be a rate cut till the summer. There won't. We also said it would be fairly sort of hawkish, dovish, all at the same time, not telling you when the rates were going to come, but data dependent. All of this is no surprise. So if you budgeted correctly, you're loving it today. But of course, if you're Fisker, it was never going to be good for you today. We said, buy it here, sell it here. We alerted you to that. We said it would go down. Our first caller is on the phone. Declan is calling in. You have to be on camera. If you're not on camera, I can't bring you on. We have to see you. We can't. We've been here before. You have to be on camera. Declan, you don't have your camera turned on. Whatever device you call in on, iPhone, Android, iPad, tablet, desktop, computer, PC, Mac, you have to say, okay, turn the camera on, and you have to have the sound on. We're not bringing anybody on that we cannot see, because we do want to have everybody completely transparent and all the rest of it. Okay, so very, very important. All right. Okay, so I've got Declan in the green room, but he doesn't have his camera on. So I'm going to end the call. Call back again with your camera, and then you can come on the show. We can have several people calling at once. I'd love to get your thoughts on the show. That would be great. Okay. Guys, please ignore our trolls. We don't acknowledge our trolls anymore. I've just deleted some trolls trying to come in and ruin the show. We are investors. We are traders. We make money. We support each other. Don't give any time or even mention the trolls, please. Ignore them. We're not interested. We've got lots of people here trying to make money, and we haven't got time for silly people calling in doing silly stuff. Ignore them. Don't give them any more time than I've just done there. All right, there you go. Look at this. We are booming today. Absolutely great. Fantastic. All-time highs will be at 74 within probably a week now. So we're on target for 100,000 by the summer, and $1 million within 12 years, if not half of that, as we're growing at an ever increased rate. Okay, the phone lines are open. We had someone try to call in, but they wasn't on camera, and we're not having anybody on camera. The reason is we don't want trolls calling in, doing inappropriate stuff on the show. We are here to make money. We're not here to entertain trolls. They can go somewhere else. Okay, now then, what do you think? Let me read the comments. Let's go, said MSK. Very, very happy. Embrace it. Fubo, looking good. John Vigil, deep in the money. As we are waiting, Martyn, what can you say about this, the sentiment of the market? I think it's great. The sentiment of the market is great. We are bullish. The inflation's coming down. I think the Fed are being very responsible. Remember, we're in election year. They want to make it look good, for the current president, obviously. I'm fine. I am absolutely fine. It's all systems go. I'm all invested. Nothing has changed for me. Okay, Martin, by the summer, you will be over 100 grand, mate. Yeah. I remember I bring in $2,000 a month as well, which is my earnings on YouTube. I bring that in as well, and but I'm not going to buy today. Absolutely, I'm not going to buy today. Right? Did anyone get their free shares today? We were giving away a lot of free shares. If you are in the United States of America, here's the Robinhood free shares. If you set up a Robinhood account, you'll get free shares. I will. I'll tell you what I get. And there it is. I'll give it to you one more time. I gave it to our Rumble audience earlier. I'll do it again now. So there you go. Also, it's the day today when we had Robinhood finally released. Look at that. Boom today. Absolute boom today. In the United Kingdom, we said this was going to happen. We said you'd get a big rally today on Robinhood because they're going to be printing money now. They've spent all the money to build it out for Europe. It's launched for everyone today. If you want free shares of Robinhood UK, if you're in Europe, UK, here is my link, my referral. If you use this, you will get free stocks today. So will I, and I will share with you what I've got. There it is. I'll give it to my Rumble audience as well. There it is in the chat. All right. Put it on my social media as well. Okay. There you go. Free stocks for everyone today. Robinhood is up. The big money is going to come when they release the X1, I believe, credit card. That's when the money's going to boom. But they've been spending and investing, and now it's a 4X. Robinhood is a 4X. Kathy Wood believes, she says a 6X. I think she gets carried away. She always sort of exaggerates. But like Tesla's going to be $1 million, whatever, stupid stuff like that. But it's a 4X, no doubt. 6X is pushing it. The numbers don't add up to that, but 4X they do. All right, let's have a look. Mr. Clockwork, Martin hitting 100 grand by the end of the summer. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Really, I'm not really. There's no doubt. There's no real doubt about it. We're sticking to the plan, following the plan. It's a long-term plan, it's a 12-year plan. I'm 3 years in, and I'm following it, and I'm sort of not changing from that at all. Okay, and no stocks dying today. Now, well, let's have a look today. We've got Fisker not doing so well. It's exactly what happened. We predicted. We said buy now. We put the warning out. 12%. It went 12%. We said it would sell off, and it did. Went down, and then we had this rise. And now it's selling off again. So be very, very careful buying Fisker. You need more news. There's no rate cuts today, and there's going to be no rate cuts until the summer. And even then, they haven't confirmed it. But remember, rate cuts can come tomorrow. They don't have to wait for a meeting to announce a rate cut. That's all good. Let's have a look. Mr. Clockwork. Hi all. Thanks for the free Tesla, Martin. Brian, did you get a free Tesla? Hi all. Thanks for the free Tesla. Did you get a Tesla share? Brian? Is that what you got? Let me know what you got. Because we've had people win Apple shares. It's really great. Okay, I'll do it again. Here's the UK one. If you're in the UK, set that up. There you go. Here's the USA one. I've never heard of anyone getting a Tesla, but I remember someone had an Apple share once. Here is the USA one. There you go. Go and set it up. Signing up now. Eco Warriors. I wish you the very best. I can't wait. I hope you get something great. I will share with you what I've got. I've got Robinhood UK and I've got Robinhood US. This is the Robinhood US right now. I've only got £10 in my Robinhood account in the UK, but it's linked to my Lloyd's bank account. It was very easy, a lot easier than it was in the US, I have to say. But bearing in mind, the Robinhood app isn't that built out yet. There's no ISA yet. ISA will come, which is the IRA version in the US. There's some limitation. You can't buy the S&P 500 yet. You can buy Apple and Tesla and other things like that. But it's built. It's going to build out. It's day one. Today is the official launch date. So it's going to take a little bit of time for it all to filter out. But Robinhood are going to be printing money now. Literally, we've got a bull market, and we've got the whole of Europe now coming online with Robinhood. So they've already spent the money building it out. Now all the money is going to come back in. They haven't got gold membership yet, by the way. But do you know what? I've got this to tell you. This is really exciting, right? In fact, I'm gonna mention this now. This is really important. Okay, let me do this now. So what is the time? The time is. I'm going to put this out as a video later on. This is great. You're going to love this. 152. 1 hour 52 hood. Okay. Let me do it. Trying to think, what should I do? Should I log out of here? Yeah, I'll log out a minute. Yeah, I'll do it this way. That way I can see what you guys are doing with the free shares. I'll log out of my US account and log into my UK account. Okay. There it is. I don't have any notifications yet of the free stocks, but I'm going to share with you this news. Okay, here we go. So let me do it right now to show you I've got this. Okay, here we go. Robinhood UK is here today. There you go. There is my Robinhood UK. I've put $20 in from my Lloyds bank account in England, and you can see that's $15.78. It's done. It's ready. It's out. What does that mean for you? Well, I'm about to give you some free shares. Absolutely. And I get some too, and I'll share with you what I've got. Plus, look at the stock of Robinhood. Kathy Wood says it's a 6x. Kathy Wood likes to sort of exaggerate and put herself in the spotlight. It's not a 6x, but it's certainly a 4x. Is it overbought right now? It's no, it's got a long way to go, because let me explain why. We've done a full analysis on Robinhood. If you want to go and look at my Robinhood analysis. Just type Martyn Lucas, HOOD, into YouTube, and you'll find it. And you can go and see how I value this and looked at all the intrinsic values and all the rest of it. Robinhood have invested, they've spent the money to get the whole portfolio in Europe, not just United Kingdom, but the whole of Europe. We've already got a European crypto wallet. We've got the UK today, and it's going to go all across Europe, okay? So they've spent the money, they've invested. Now they're going to cash in with tens of millions and hundreds of millions of potential customers. Now, let me just tell you now, so you can see the stock price is just booming. We've got a great FOMC report today, exactly as we expected. Rates are still high, but here's the really exciting news. You're going to love this. This is the best part of it. Even if you're not an investor, you're going to love this. You ready for it? Let me tell you. If you set up Robinhood account now, I'll give you the link above my head and down below in the description. I will give you my referral link, and I've dropped it in the chat because I'm live right now. I'll do it again. You get free shares, but that's not the exciting part. If you have money in the bank like I do in England, I don't have any money in the bank in America because I've got Robinhood, right? But in the UK, I've got some money in the bank. It pays my my bills in England because I have a house in England. I'm earning 0 on interest. And if I'm lucky, I might get 0.5%. If I'm lucky. I would imagine most of you are getting nothing or half, or maybe if you're really lucky, you get 1. Not many places give you that. If you open a Robinhood account today with my referral, not only do you get free shares and immediate access to Robinhood, you're going to love this part. I linked it to my Lloyds bank account in 1 second. It was just like, it said, which bank have you got? Lloyds. And because I've already got the app on my phone, it went boom, straight in. Face recognition, done. And I transferred $20, which is $15.78. You can see it there. But do you know what's really cool? I am earning 5%. Look at that. Look, I'm not making this stuff up. Look at that. 5% on my cash. So, as you know, a couple of days ago, I officially retired. I got my money in the UK because it was my 55th birthday. And I got my retirement payout. The retirement payout will be in my Lloyds bank account. I told you about it. I made a video on it in about 3 or 4 days. When it lands in there, I'm going to take it from my Lloyds account, earning 0, put it all in my Robinhood account, boom, which is great for the stock of Robinhood if everyone does that, of course. And I'm going to earn 5% interest. It's absolutely bonkers. I've never earned 5% in the UK ever. I've been doing it in the US for a while, but not in the UK. You can't get 5% unless you've got $1 million in the bank, right? And I haven't got quite that much. So I'm going to bring it all through and earn 5% free money. So if you are in the UK, even if you don't invest and you don't want to bother with Robinhood, why would you not get 5%? It's instant transfer. It's free at the XE rate. Remember, it will go from pounds to dollars at the XE rate. There's no banking fees, the buy or the sell. Whatever it is, if it's $1 is worth 70 cents, that's what you get. Exactly. There's no plus or minus on the XE rate. You get the exact rate as it is. So there's no getting ripped off like you get with a travel agent or those bureaus, those foreign exchanges. You get the exact rate. Then you earn 5% and it's free and it's instant. It was in my bank, in my Robinhood within seconds, and I'm going to be earning 5%. Now, at the moment, they do not have an ISA, which is an individual savings account, which is the equivalent of an IRA in the US, but it's coming. And then I will then move it into there, get a 3% match. I'll buy the S&P. You also can't buy the S&P at the moment. You can buy Tesla and Microsoft and Apple. You just can't buy the S&P index at the moment. There are other indexes you can buy, but I want to buy the S&P on an ISA, tax-free. So I've got all this money earning 5% at the moment. When the ISA comes out, I'll move it into the ISA. I will get a 3% match because they're bound to do the same thing. They're basically following what they do in the US. All free. I will get my free stocks. You're going to get free stocks. I'm going to get free stocks. My money's going to earn 5% now. It's going to sit in my ISA. It's going to earn 3% match straight away. And then I'm going to buy the S&P, and then I'm going to leave it alone. So my pension that I've cashed out, which I was paying fees on to Scottish Mutual, I'm going to get a 3% match, grow it at 5%, the interim period, and then I'm going to buy the S&P. So, that's what I'm doing. So there you go. That's my money. There is the British UK account. There is my money already in there, earning 5%. So hopefully you've all clicked above my head down below in the description. I'm doing it live in the show. Here is the UK free stocks. There you go. And here is the USA free stocks if you are in the USA. I don't know how long this will last. It's not always around. They're doing it at the moment. So there you go. Robinhood, and it's on the same day as we've got a really, really bullish stock price go up because of the FOMC report, and great that the rates are going to stay high for a while if you are an investor and you want to cash in on that 5%. There you go. There is my report on Robinhood today. On the day it became public for everyone. No more waiting lists. Click above my head, down below in the description, over in here. And over here, you'll put more information. I'm wearing a gold jacket because we're making money today. It's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. Till next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, there you go. Now then, I'm going to log out of my Robinhood UK. I don't see anybody's done it yet. It might take a while, I suppose, to come through. But let me have a look. History, rewards. I've not seen any yet. It's all new, and things are probably going to take a while. But no, nothing. I'm just going to log out for now, and I'm going to go back into my main account because there's no money in there at the moment. Log back in again with my US account. Here we go. Log back in again. It's simple, just bounce in and out. There we go. There's my balance. We're back in here again. And there you go. See that? There's the Roth, and there is the all-time balance. All right. 73,108. Very nice indeed. Now then, we haven't got anybody on the phone line. We had, I think Declan called in, and then he wasn't on camera, so I couldn't have them on the show. Hi all, thanks for the free Tesla, Martyn. Did you get a free Tesla share? Signing up now, Eco Warriors. I didn't know what happened, Martyn, but I had your early access link you offered for Hood back in November, and nothing happened. No referral, no links, nothing. I've joined it in UK and got no free shares. I've joined in UK. I don't know. There wasn't free shares before. The early access didn't provide free shares. The free shares are now. There were no free shares at the beginning. The free shares are now. How do I join in Ireland? I honestly don't know. Ireland is part of Europe, it might work. What, a Republic Island or Northern Ireland? I don't know. CP, Kenny Boy, woohoo, 6 months and loving every moment of it. Seth Houston, CHPT, very good. With hype, it's 6x, but 6x from $8. Yeah, exactly. Do you exactly? Do you see SoFi or Hood having better returns in the next year? SoFi's rubbish. SoFi is good, but the CEO talks rubbish. He hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. He doesn't understand the economy at all. I got no time for the CEO of SoFi at all. Talks nonsense. Likes to hype his own stock, a bit like Dave Mitchery. It's a shame because it's an actual company, unlike Mullen. But no. Robinhood's a million miles better. Million miles better. Martin, can you give a quick glance at SMX? Of course I can. Of course I can. You're one of my members. Fisker is going up. As well now, turn green. There you go. Very good. I hope you've all taken some profits now. SMX, it popped up today. SMX, wow, that was a nice little rally. 25% and just pulling back. Very nice indeed. Trichet, I've seen every single show that's ever produced, both recorded and live shows. Every single one, I can surely claim that this is the best. How nice is that? I've seen every single show that has ever been produced or both recorded and live. Really? Bloody hell, Trey. I mean, I'm doing 10 hours a day. When do you sleep? That's brilliant. How do I sign up for Robinhood in Europe? I've given you the link. If you click on the website, it's got US, UK, or Europe. Click on Europe, I guess. I've never done it. I don't know. How do I upgrade membership? It's not available on the iPhone. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is how you do it. Let me give you the link. You want to upgrade? Seth Houston wants to upgrade. That's awesome. This is what you do. If you're on an iPhone, you've got to select the browser. So Safari, Google, Mozilla, whatever you use. At the bottom of the browser, there's 3 little dots. You click that and it says request desktop version. Request desktop version, and then it will take you to the membership page, and then you can do it. The reason why it's more difficult on an iPhone is because Apple want to get money out of Google and they don't like it. Eventually it's going to come to the app and it'll be easy, but right now that's just how it is. All right, so that's awesome. I can't wait. What membership are you going to go to? Platinum? Investor level? Happy, great. 5-ish. ETORO. Hey, great. Tesla, $5-ish in Tesla. Brilliant. There you go. It's $5, isn't it? $5 of Tesla. Why not? I'm really pleased for you, mate. Very happy about the Fed news. It's exactly the news we were wanting to hear. Gradual reduction, the Fed, exactly. It was what we want. We want stable, responsible fiscal policy. And that's what we've got today. That's bullish. That's great. That's great. Absolutely. Martin, how will this affect Negro? I don't know. I've never looked at it. If you become a member, I will review it and do the earnings for you and all sorts of things. Let me go down the list. I've got a new member to welcome in a minute. Would everyone welcome our new member, the Baileys? I'm about to give you all your perks and benefits. Stand by. There's no Robinhood in Canada. That's right, but it's coming. Space. Let's have a look. SPCE, yes, it is, but it's dropping back. Market is great today. Let's hope it will continue. Good luck, guys. I wish I knew about your channel before I signed up for the Robinhood. Is it okay? I learn a lot here, even though I'm new. Yes, we go live every single day. We're here to help people. It's not about me. If you've never watched me before, the reason why I've got fancy jackets like this, in fact, I'll take this off in a minute. I'm the World Piano Man. This is my TV music studio behind me where I do live concerts on my music channel. And on Friday night, I'll be live in my music studio doing live songs. There's the music channel. I'm going to give you all your perks and benefits in a minute. The Baileys, what's normal? You become a bronze member. Now, a bronze member, you've got bronze, silver, gold, all the way up to investor level. Bronze member, you will get a badge, which you can see recognizes you. You can now see a lot of the videos that many people can't see. Now, there are videos and live streams that the non-members will never see. We have a lot of content that they never see. Where are they? On the homepage, here are members-only videos. On the homepage, they never see those. There are members-only live streams. There are members-only videos that go out first to the members if it's timely. So if you want to trade it, it's very, very important. There are members-only chats. There are, if you, as a member, if you reply to any of my comments on YouTube, I will answer every single question. Personally, I will reply to every single question. Okay? I personally, only me. I'll even make you videos for a reply on members days as well. Very, very important. Also, my members can now poll the audience. They can ask me to review a stock. I have reviewed, I think now 110 reviews, and every single one in my Alpha Spread stock review has made it onto the Alpha Spread website. Above CNBC, above Mad Money, above Jim Cramer, above Bloomberg, they post every single one of my reviews because they're honest and real and no one sponsors me to do them from the companies. We have Meet the CEO series. As a member, you can put questions to the CEO, talk directly to the CEO. You can call into the show, be live on the show. One of the best things is, as a silver member, DL Leo, you can go on the homepage of the YouTube channel as well. And if you want to promote your channel, look, these are the silver members. I will get everyone to subscribe to you. I will promote your business. I will help your charities, all that stuff. We also celebrate your birthday. On your birthday, you'll get what people pay $500 for, you get for free. Now then, one of the things that people love the most, apart from the reviews, apart from the earnings calls you can request, they love now this is where Meet Kevin goes, right? Because Meet Kevin charges people lots of money for education. You have all these sign-up programs to education. Well, we've got better than that. This is why in 7 years' time, we're going to have 10 million subscribers, which is more than Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan combined, because I give it all for free. We're trying to help people, not make money out of you. I've done what I wanted to in my life. I just love helping people. We have the best thing you're going to love. Over on our Discord server, everybody that's a YouTube member or a Discord premium server, because you can be a Discord premium server without being a YouTube member, gets access to all of these amazing channels, but you get access to this channel here. This channel here is one of our star channels. We've got 3 or 4 star channels. This one here. Ed Nevius has paid a lot of money to learn how to scalp trade. He's done official courses and paid money to learn how to trade. Not off YouTube videos, proper courses, training courses. And he now provides that training to you, all the YouTube members or the Discord premium servers, for free. You heard me right. He's not Meet Kevin. We don't charge you for it. We want to help people. We want everyone to make money, all the members to love it. That's why 98% of our live viewers are members, more than any other channel on YouTube. Mr. Beast would love those numbers. He's the biggest channel in the world. Doesn't even come close. It's about 8-9%, I think he is. So every morning, every day, Ed does all the charts, scalp trades. He will do lessons for you. He will do information. This is a very popular channel. He will explain how it works. He will answer questions one-on-one. He will explain how the charts break down, what's going on, what's all this stuff. Oh, my God. He'll go into all this one-on-one, as obviously as much as he can with you, if everyone suddenly turns up at once. But he does that for you for free. That's another perk. Now, how do you access that? You can either go as a YouTube premium a Discord server, and you just want to be on Discord, and that's fine. Here is the Discord link. There you go. However, if you are a YouTube member and you've got all the other perks, you get that for free. We give it to you for free. We just want to help you, right? How do you get on there? It's only YouTube Premium and YouTube members. I don't want the biggest server in the world. I don't need the most subscribers in the world. I don't make any money from doing the courses. Ed does it for free. We just do it to help people, right? That's it. So we don't want millions of people, and we're not going to get millions of people, right? So there is a link to Discord in the server. That's how you become a premium or a YouTube member. Once you have clicked on that, it takes 10 minutes to get through this into the server. It takes 10 minutes because we have a high level of security, right? You can't get in straight away. 10 minutes. You have to verify your email. You have to be a real person, not a bot, all that. Once you've done that, you have to listen to this. If you don't do this, I'm not going to chase you. I've got thousands of people messaging me every day. I'm not going to chase you. Listen to what I say now. Here is the information in the chat. Here it comes. I'm putting it in the chat now. Once you've waited 10 minutes and you can get onto the server, you won't see anything because we've not upgraded you yet, unless you're a premium server, and then you'll see things. But if you've done it through YouTube as a YouTube member for free, you send me a friend request. My name is in the chat. I've just posted it in the chat. Martyn Lucas. Spell it correctly because there are scammers waiting to pretend they're me. They use the same logo, the same name, but their username is different. It will have something different. So friend request me with the correct name. Once you've done that, and listen, because people forget this, I won't chase you. There are too many people. We want to help you for free. We don't get anything out of it. So please help us to help you. Okay? Once you've sent me a friend request, put your username of Discord in the YouTube chat so I know who you are. Because I need to know you're a YouTube member. I will then go over to Discord, accept your friend request, upgrade you, welcome you in, and then you can access all the premium services. Sensei's Crypto Challenge, $1,000 to $10,000, which has been absolutely brilliant. We're not like BitBoy and bloody lunatics like that. Cryptos are us, sensationalism. We're not trying to get subscribers, but we like helping people for free. Free training courses, they all charge for it. We don't promote crypto. We give you the best, most conservative, sensible plan, and it works consistently. We're all making money. I've like nearly doubled my money, and I've got no stress, no drama. I'm not shorting anything. I'm not risking anything. Got no margin. It's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. Okay, we provide that for free. And the final part of being a member of my channel or a member, premium member on Discord is this. And this is going to be the best of all. And this is going to make more money for anyone than anything else. I just don't know when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen. And that is, wouldn't it be great if you could have a pre-IPO before anybody else of the best crypto coin ever with a guarantee from me that I will never sell my crypto. It's not about me getting rich. I will publicly declare it on this video over and over again. I will buy to put liquidity in. I will never sell, and it'll be a fixed capped limit like Bitcoin. That would make it the best crypto ever because one, my members will get it on the pre-IPO price before it pops. Two, it will grow with the value of the scale of the show, and we're doubling our rate of growth every month, and we're on to 10 million subscribers in 7 years. We'll be at 100,000. We'll be at 20,000 probably by the end of the day. This is our subscription now. We were at 10,000 just 3 months ago. Look at that. 50 to go, and we're at 20,000. We're doubling every month, right? That's how we know it's 10 million in 7 years. It may be quicker than that. So the value of the coin will go up. I will buy and never sell. You know how many there's going to be, and all of that will come to our members before anyone. How cool is that? That will make that the best crypto ever. And all I want is to know that we built something amazing and everyone loves it. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm trying to learn how to do it. It's very, very complicated, and I want it to be right and real and solid. So it might take me a while, but I will get there. And when I get there, all my members are going to love it. They're going to forget the US government coming up with $1. This is going to be fantastic. All right. And I wouldn't do it if it's not going to benefit all of you. All right. Okay. Martin, can you give a quick glance? Let me just check for Discord. Have I got any friend requests? Not yet. Okay. Once you've done that, send me a friend request. Can you sign up for Hood can you sign up for Hood on the app, or do you need to do it on the browser? The browser. You need to do it on the browser. I did it from a website. I'm in the US. I had to use a VPN. The only time you need the VPN is to set it up, because you need to put in your address. And obviously, if you're in the US, it doesn't bring up my British address. Now I've done that. I don't need it anymore. All right. Okay. Kevin B, I saw your post that earlier. That sucks, man. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it happens. Whatever said Sirius XM advice earlier. Thank you. I'm at least up 10 cents. Yes, great news earlier. I've got a video coming out later on about that, about Warren Buffett buying Sirius. I mean, yeah, Siri. Amazing. That video comes out later. Anyway, I've got to go because I've got dinner with a friend very shortly. So we've got a premiere about to begin. We've got a earnings about, not an earnings, I beg your pardon. We have got a special stock review coming up in just a few minutes' time. I will take you there in a moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to end the show now as the bell rings. We're going to take you to the 24-hour stream, just to introduce you to this. This is soon to go 24 hours a day. It's currently 12 hours a day. This is where I line up interviews. This is me live right now behind the scenes, right? This is me from the back. And in here, I'm on the phone talking to CEOs. You hear me do it live. I'm here arranging, finding out information about things before it's news. Before it's news goes on here, telling you about events that are about to happen, what we're about to buy before we go live on the main show. So what we're going to do now is end this show just after the bell, send everybody over here to the extra channel. So let me do that now, and then we've got a special event. All right, let me just click on this, customization, redirect to, not that one, to the extra channel. Now, it's just so you can find it just for a few moments, because we're only going to be in the extra channel for about 5 minutes, just so everyone can subscribe to it. It supports the main show. When we have 2 earnings at the same time, Sensei will be in there. Yesterday, he was trading for you all the Nicola. He was trading Fisker while I was doing the reviews. So it's our backup channel, our extra channel, okay? So we'll all go there. Let me give you the link for it. And if this if Rumble continues to grow, I'll probably put the extra channel on Rumble as well. Many have asked about it, right? Many on Rumble have said, why don't you put the extra This is Rumble, by the way. This is how you get to my Rumble account. I'll give you the link for it. Many people watch me on Rumble. They're also on Facebook, also on Twitter, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere else. Okay? So not just on YouTube. YouTube is the home of the show, though, just so you know. This is where the main show is. So I've given you the link. We're going to go then over to here. After a few minutes, once you've subscribed and you've got used to this channel, I will pop in and give you the link to an event for a stock that, since I talked about it, we've ranked #1 on it on YouTube, and it's gone up. It's Zomedica. Zomedica. Let me give you the stock, and let me share with you what happened. Zom, Z-O-M. I said, and I always do, I rank #1 for all the stocks now that I cover. As I make videos on them, because they're on the Alpha Spread analyst website, I rank for #1 for all of them now, about 50 stocks. I've done 108, I think I've done. So this is when we started talking about Zomedica, right there in my show. This was right when we did it here. And it kept going up and up and up and up and up, right? That's because it's a very, very small company. It's 13 cents a share. People are talking about it. There was no media coverage, and up it went. The same thing happened for Tilray. Tilray, this is the moment I made the video, right here. Right here. It got published right on the closing bell, just there. That's when the video went out. And I said it will go up 30% and it will sell off. And it did exactly that. It went up 30% and sold off and then carried on going again. That's exactly what it happened. All right. It happens over and over and over and over again. All right. So it's kind of fun, really. Anyway, but remember, before anybody on Reddit says this, because I'll get everybody on Reddit in a minute saying this, Martyn Lucas is pump and dump. He is Roaring Kitty. One, Roaring Kitty was not a real name. This is my real name, Martyn Lucas. And two, I only own the S&P. My only aim is for all of you to make money. It's why I'm going to do the crypto coin. It's going to cost me money, but I don't need the money. I'm happy, right? Look, here's my portfolio. As you can see, I'm only in VU. I've got Apple $5 because I won it. I'm going to be selling it soon. Look, all my money is in VU. Every single penny. Roth IRA, same thing. All of it. Where is it? There you go. S&P. All of it. 100%. I don't benefit from pumping stocks. I just give you the facts. If it's rubbish, I'll say it's rubbish. If it's going up, I'll say it's going up. If it's going down, I'll say I don't care. I just tell you so you can benefit from it. That's it. That's the only reason why I do this. All right. So, going to end now. The bell's just gone. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry I missed the bell, but I've been doing this. I've got to be quick to get this done. So we're going to go out now. I'm going to send you all to the 24-hour stream. This will help you communicate with the family and so on. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to give you this link in there to come and join me for the next review. This is the one that popped when I recorded it. I recorded it live, so you know I do everything live, unedited. I don't have a team of editors. I do all of it live. I recorded it live. This is going out. The stock's going to keep going up. I'm telling you now it is, because we ranked #1 on it, and it's a very low stock. People aren't looking at it. They are now. All right? This is great. You like the little cat? My little kitten. You like that? It's nice, isn't it? You like that, don't you? You do like that, right? You've got to watch it now. Okay. Seth Houston has just gone silver. You can now have a 20-minute event concert for a birthday anniversary. You can also go on the homepage of the channel as well. You can also go on the homepage of the channel, and we can get everyone to subscribe to you if you are a YouTuber. Thank you for your support to the show, and thank you for your upgrade. It's amazing. Right. Are you ready? Everyone now, let's go into the 24-hour chat. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to subscribe to it, find out how it works, and then I'll give you this link, because this starts in 11 minutes from now. You don't want to watch, you don't want to miss it. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be live again, and we'll be doing more reviews. There's more reviews coming out, and that's it. And as I'm talking about it, Zomedica just keeps going up. All right? Okay, all good. Everybody happy, right? If everybody's happy, I'm happy. So here we go. Let me send everybody over there now. I've lost my place. Here we go. Let me get rid of that. What am I doing? End cam. That's what I meant to do. Right. It's been a long day. Okay, here we go. The markets are still pumping. Love it. Good. Send you all over here. All right, I'll see you there in a minute, and I'll give you the link, and then I'll see you back in the morning. This has been a great day today. Everyone's done very well. I hope you've all tapped the like button. Have you? Have you all tapped the like button? The little mini-me. Hello, Martin. How are you, mate? Very good. I'm all right, mate. All right, here we go. I've got people already coming in. I love it. I'll see you back in the morning. I'll see you for the premiere for Zomedica. Wish everybody the best. It was a great review tonight. Look out for the main video to do with Sirius and more reviews. There's so much coming. You won't believe it. All right. Until next time. Oh, did I get anybody on Discord? No, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, that's it from me. Till next time, as always, take care of your money, yourselves, your crypto, and each other. Bye-bye for now. All right, everyone is now gone. Let's bring that over to there. Bring that up there. Okay. Okay, that should send everybody there. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let me change this around. Content. Live. So we're going to take the live show and make the live show go into edit. When I end the show, it'll automatically go to our event as a Medica review. Strongly recommend you watch it. There we go. I've given everyone the link now. All right, I'm now going to give you back to here. Come over here. How you guys? How you doing? There is the video. It's about to start. So I will give everyone the link. You've got just a couple of minutes. You can. We've got right on the right now as the Prem is about to start. It's just gone down 3%. Everyone's dumping, taking profits. We've had a big jump over the last few days, and everyone's taking profits live right now. That's incredible. Oh, straight back up again. Wow, that was a big dump there to buy it straight back. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. It got dumped and everyone bought it back instantly. That's good to see. Yeah, and it's going up higher. Very nice indeed. We like it. Okay. Going up higher. Very good. Okay. Let me give everyone the link to it. I'm going to... amazing. People took profits and then dumped it immediately. That's amazing. Sorry, and bought it back. That's a good sign. Right. Here is the link. Zom review. Live now. Zom review live. Whoops, live now. It starts in a couple of minutes. I've got to change over to the other account so I can pin it. There you go. All right, there is the link. It'll start in a couple of minutes. You don't have to go just yet. It'll automatically take you there when I end this stream, so don't worry about it. Here we go. Quote share. Live now. Been popping up since we recorded. Since we recorded live. Good luck all. There you go. Let's repost that on Stock Twits. Very good. Nice to see that. Nice to see it doing well. I'm glad everyone's making money. That's what it's about, isn't it, really? My job is just to help people. That's it. It's fun, isn't it? Okay. Everyone's there. Quote. Good luck all. I forgot. Oh, flippin' hell. There's one thing I haven't done. I've got 3 minutes left. I've got just the time to do it, I think. The poll. Notes. Yes, I've got it. Thank God for that. Here we go. I nearly forgot about this. Post. Here we go. Is this a buy, hold, or sell for you? Please vote in X poll. Okay, so we're going to give you the options of buy, hold, sell, or undecided. Whoops, undecided. There you go. I'm going to post that, and I've got to add that now to the video as well. Copy link. Run over. Oh my gosh, talk about time. I'm right on the limit. Content. I've got what? 2 minutes left. Okay, I'm going to do it. There we go. Is it? There's the link there. Put it in the cards so you can vote on it. That'll get more attention to the stock. Remember, I'm not in it. Doesn't bother me. I just want you all to come back tomorrow and go, we all made money. That's what I want. Okay. X poll. X poll. There you go. There it is. That's now done. Back to there. Back to the premiere. It's not quite started. We've got people now waiting to watch. This is good. And here it is. Is this a buy, hold, or sell for you? Please vote in X poll. All right. You pin that to the top of the comments. Excellent stuff. Love the Leah, my wife loves the thumbnail. There you go. Leah loves the thumbnail. My wife loves the thumbnail. There you go. Message Leah. Okay. Comment. Pin that to the top. Oh, I did it just in time. Look at that. Beauty. Beauty. All right, then. That's me done. I'm out of here. Enjoy. Make some money. I wish everyone the very best. Hope it works out for you. Few products. You can also buy the cat food. Yeah, I put the cat food in as well. All right, I put the cat food. If you want to buy the cat food, you can buy the cat food when you're watching it. Here we go. Quote share. Here we go. Quote share. All right. Okay, I'm going to end this stream. It'll take you right there. When it starts to count down, I'll end it. So it'll automatically take you, so you won't have to do anything. The link's in the chat. See you back in the morning. Here comes the countdown. So I'm going to end the stream. See you in the morning, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Congratulations tonight if you made some money. I'm hoping we should be at 20,000 subscribers any minute now. We're at 19,951. We're giving away $100 to celebrate. Go and enjoy the video. Hopefully you can make some money. All right. Bye-bye for now.